Huh. Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
Emmy Banshee. And this is a special reading uh, for President Trump's health because why not?
There's been questions about it.
There's been a lot of questions. It starting to irritate me, and let me just tell you a little my perspective on this is why is this such a big news thing? Is it a distraction? Is there something really going on? Some of the things that people are worried about with President Trump's health, are pretty easily explained. I can't argue with some of the White House's logic here in what they're saying. I mean, a lot of people have swollen ankles. It doesn't mean you're dying right away anyway. It doesn't mean that, and also his bleeding or his bruises could very well be from blood thinners or aspirin therapy, because I, with my cancer, get that. So I have a bruise right now. I don't know how I got it. So let's try to be a little bit more objective. Thank you. That's why I have him here, for want of a better word, because seriously, these are serious issues, though. And, everybody was questioning Biden's health, and I've been getting mixed signals on my cards. I started asking on my own because there's just been so much social media about this. And so we're going to do a reading today, and we may end up morphing a series out of this, not specifically on President Trump's health, but on current issues.
Right. In fact, we sort of think this is a continuation of our annual and then supplemental predictions for the USA or global situations. We did a reading in January. We did an update in June. And now, due to the strong presence of questioning, etc., interest, we're doing this one.
So basically, this whole idea should be about current events. Current events that wouldn't have been necessarily covered by the readings that we did. And so we're not really updating that. But what we are doing, and who knows, maybe we'll do something about the entertainment industry sometime. We'll be doing things about other countries. Things that really pop up in the news that capture our attention is what we're going to focus on in this series. And this is a big one right now. I mean, we could have done the Epstein files, but we did not. So,
well, Banshee devised a number of questions, and we're going to go through them one by one. So let's get started.
Well, first thing we're going to do is lay out 5 cards as a general question and take a look at Trump's health overall right now. Then we'll get into throwing a card or two for more specific issues. All right.
Right.
So we're going to shuffle now and cut and lay out the 5 cards, and then we will shuffle the rest of the deck in between and, pull a card for each of the questions to come.
Ready.
All right, the first card is the 9 of Wands reversed. It's an interesting card here. What? We have the Strength card upright. We have the Death card reversed. I'm glad we chose this deck because it's thinner. Maybe we'll be able to fit all 5 cards on here.
Yes, we will.
And we have the King of Pentacles reversed.
Interesting.
We have the World reversed.
Wow, this is pretty heavy. All these cards are very, very
There's only one positive card in the batch here, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Only one. And so it does speak to this idea that everybody has. He's 79 after all, right? So, he's not in the best of health right now. And I think the cards exhibit this. You have the nine of wands here, which indicates that he hasn't really prepared himself well for old age. Let's face it, he doesn't eat well. Sure, he walks, well, he doesn't walk a lot. I mean, he takes golf carts, but, he's out in the open air, which is good. But there's just things that he hasn't done well, and he may be feeling the years catching up with him now. That's kind of what I'm feeling with that card.
I can't add a whole lot to that. I feel that this does, in fact, speak to the fact that there's no preparation for where he's going. And it may also indicate a sense of just living totally in his present moment, whatever that is. And therefore, whatever consequences happen, he won't get to it until he has to.
I'm just looking at the strength card in this position, and I'm thinking to myself, he might be doing things behind the scenes to improve his health and functionality. Now, I find that kind of hard to believe because I just don't think he really focuses on, really good health care. But obviously here, he may have people behind the scenes who are trying to look after his health.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at that. I mean, I think maybe there's a possibility that, of course, to him, he is Superman, and so this represents his own disposition that he doesn't need physical strength because he has will or the strength of his heart. But I think it's more likely too indicative of what Banshee says, that there is a support team behind him. There are people who care enough to try to be taking care of him.
Now, oftentimes when I do a 5-card spread, I give a lot of weight to the middle card, because I just feel it's important. But I don't start with that card. But let's pull that up just a little bit here, because that has some importance. And it's the death card reversed. And that means that he is slowing down. He is definitely slowing down. He is feeling his age. It's possible his mental health, everything is kind of stagnating. And maybe that's why we get a lot of repeat stories from him, or stories that change all the time. There are some issues here that then he doesn't really want to make the changes he needs to make to improve his conditions.
Well, the literal meaning of death reverse sometimes is political inertia.
Yeah.
I had to say that. It's literally like one of the key phrases when you're learning this card. And of course, there is an inertia right now, maybe in the sense of whether he's really governing or whether,
Those questions will come later.
Okay. Well, we'll just say,
but I see what you're saying.
Obviously, this card maybe does indicate, and it is a key position, being that third card, that central card in the reading. So you're right, we will get to this.
This may be definitely something we want to combine with some of the questions that are up and coming, because yes, I agree with Mr. O. This could be political inertia. This could be, but he's doing a lot of stuff. Some may disagree and agree with what he's doing. He is doing a lot of stuff. Or his people are. So does this mean he has hands off of government and somebody's doing that for him? Stay tuned on that. All right, so let's take a look at the fourth card. The fourth card, again, the King of Pentacles is reversed here. And I feel like he is again showing signs of weakness. So it is possible here he may be relinquishing some of his authority, or maybe just going along with people because it's easier on him. But I think physically, on a physical health level, he's not doing well.
This reverse king doesn't have a good grasp of the mechanics or the logistics of handling themselves. And of course, this could just be about how they operate in general. But because we asked about, their health condition, this person doesn't really do for themselves in health the way they could be. And so it is good for them that, strength is there, because if they didn't have that, they probably would be fast tracking themselves for a lot more problems.
I can look at the world two ways, and people may not be happy about either way I look at this, some people, but you know, when I see the world reversed here, I'm thinking to myself, he's not done yet. He's not done yet. He's still going to be around a while. So even if his health is failing him, he's not done yet. Or I could look at this another way. That's why we'll look at some of the other cards and see what they say. This could all, and this may play into one of the questions up and coming too. He's not going to complete what he started because he won't be able to.
That was what I was going to say. I really felt that this.
I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
So
I'm mostly going to lean that way. I feel that the world reverses. He's not able to complete what he wanted to do.
Okay. So we've got other questions here, and let's get to them. The first one is, how is Trump's mental health and mental abilities functioning right now? Still, no, they stay.
Okay.
We talked about this. I know.
So you're not
doing this for the first time.
shuffling with the full deck?
Absolutely not. Those cards stay because they may play into these questions.
I understand.
Do you? We're doing this for the first time, so, and this is like a trial run, really, for us to see how we will do this in the future. But I'm liking this already.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And it's only me shuffling now, and you will shuffle for the next question.
Let's see.
All right.
A lot of shuffling.
How is Trump's mental health and mental abilities functioning right now? Well, it's the star. The star is upright. Which, you know, a lot of people often wonder, you know, he's crazy. He's crazy. It's all, some of the stuff he's doing is just so out of left field. Now, admittedly, that some of the stuff he's been doing has been forgetful and he makes mistakes. But some of this may be deliberate. Some of this might be, he does this to get attention. And so he wants to be the star. And I feel here that maybe mentally, he's not all that far gone. I mean, he's getting forgetful. He is 79, but some of the stuff he's doing, he knows exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it.
Right. I can look at the president and see that very clearly. I feel like the star's sense of inspiration says he's very inspired to make this bigger than life thing of himself. It's really, you know, part of his aesthetic and personality as being a star, a reality TV star. He's really just a con man who's however many minutes should be up by now, but aren't. He just has that kind of star power. My turn.
It is. Let's move on. How is Trump's physical or mental health status affecting his ability to govern? And for you tarot readers out there that may be watching this, feel free to use this reading. It'd be nice if you gave us credit, but I like some of the questions I have here. So if you do this, you know, for your own reading, or if you do it for a live show, just give us credit. And if you do it for yourself, you know, it might be interesting to see and hear what you came up with.
All right. So how is this health, physical or mental, affecting his ability to govern? And it's the Queen of Cups, right? Yeah.
What? Yeah. I think he's getting help.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's getting a lot of assistance and that his advisors are, you know, kind of pushing the buttons here.
I think that's a very astute analysis here that, and we know just even from his particular religio angle, there is a lot of this sort of high conservative religious component to his staff or people in his administration. So I think you're right. I think this does indicate that he's not necessarily in the driver's seat. It's the person who's attendant behind him.
Now, if anybody thinks I'm not being fair about Trump, thinking, why can't that be Trump? He's a magnanimous leader. He's not. He's hurting a lot of people, and his administration is hurting a lot of people. This is not the way Trump operates. He's a tough guy. That's why people voted for him. MAGA, that's why you voted for him. He's a tough guy. This is saying other people are taking care of some of the tough stuff for him right now. And some of the people who care more about him and keeping him in power for whatever reason. All right? All right.
Question 3.
Is someone else running the government right now, or is Trump in control? So, people may be helping him, but who's really in control here? Let's see if we can get a glimmer on that. Because also we had J.D. Vance come out recently and say, hey, I'm ready to take control. Well, maybe he is already.
And he said that really before people were really making a big thing about the current absence. So you almost wonder if they knew something again.
All right. Let's see what we get here.
Putting their ducks in a row. And that's politics. They have to do that to some degree. They have to project that they're in control. So once again, is someone else running the government right now, or is Trump in control? Uh-oh.
It's the Ten of Swords, so bright.
I would put it over here. And we'll just go back and forth like that. Wow.
It's the Ten of Swords upright. It seems like somebody's, perhaps, there's lots of stuff that go on here. Trump may be feeling that there are people who are trying to control things. There are people that maybe are trying to capitalize on what they perceive as his weaknesses and take advantage of that. I think Trump is fully aware of that too, I think he's no dummy. He's got to watch his back, and he realizes that. But there are people that are taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I can't really say much more than that. It's what it really feels like. It feels, kind of gruesome in its own way too. That
there are others that are maybe able to push their agendas because of his weakening abilities.
Is this a Caesar Brutus moment?
Oh, it's crazy. And he might get stabbed in the back. You never know when finally a party will say, well, you've done enough for us. Now it's time for us to just move you out and take over. Never know. All right. Wow. So, is there a cover-up going on regarding Trump's health? In a way, I'm surprised that card didn't show up there.
I know. We're slowly eliminating certain cards. There's some definite.
I think there's a reason everything came out the way it did.
Definite cards left that will tell us a story that possibly needs to be told. Boy. All right. Once again, is there a cover-up going on regarding Trump's health? It's the Six of Swords reversed. Six of Swords reversed.
I think there may be.
Yeah.
I think they realize that, there's nothing they can do to better the situation with his health. And so they're covering it up as best they can because they realize that things may not be, even if he's not at death's door, things are not necessarily going to get better. We show that his mental health isn't as bad as some people think it is. That doesn't mean, though, he isn't starting to show signs of dementia, but that can go on for years. So they realize that things are not going to get any better.
Any revelation that they would think would move them to somewhere else is troublesome. And so they don't want to do that. They don't want to move somewhere where it'll be more troublesome to have to admit, yeah, he's not really in control and we need to prepare Vance
They
and
want
blah,
to
blah,
keep
blah.
the status quo.
Right. They want to keep the status quo. A lot of that is because, of course, Trump's overwhelming popularity and charisma with his hardcore base. And we have to remember that Trump has even said he only really wants to appeal to his base. Almost all of his transactional nature is about pleasing his base.
And so the very last question is, now we know that everything seems hunky-dory for now, but what will Trump's health status look like by the end of 2025? I want to go there. I keep hearing, we've all heard this on social media. He's got 3 months to live. He's got 6 months to live. He'll be gone by next summer. He was supposed to be gone already by some accounts. So, we've heard all this. Let's see what the tarot will say about the end of 2025 at least. And I think you should shuffle for this one. You were supposed to shuffle this one anyway, I think. So you
Did I
can
shuffle
shuffle
the last one?
No, I did.
Then I shuffled the one before.
No, I did. I think I did 2 in a row.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure. Now I'm confused.
I think
I gotta
I
get my
did
brain checked.
the last one because I'm the one that put that card there. That's the 4th card. That's right. I think I did.
Okay. But I cut them, so I thought you picked it.
I thought I cut them right here.
Maybe you did. Okay.
So I'm doing 2 in a.
Whatever. We both shuffled this one, so no.
There you go. Love you.
You didn't want that last card. Well, I'll tell you what. It's another star-powered card. I'm going to put it right
Queen
under.
of Wands, right?
It's Queen of Wands. And in this case, I think this is Trump. He's going to be out there again by December. He'll be resurfacing more. He'll be showing himself off more. He'll be trying to show a better picture of himself to the public. Right now there's twofold things going on here. He's trying to distract from the Epstein files, and this is a great distraction. And number 2, he's trying to also hide himself because maybe he's tired of people looking at how weak he looks. They're pointing out every little picture that comes out. Well, look at how he got out of the car. Well, look at how he's walking. Well, look at those bruises on his hands. Well, look at those swollen ankles. In a way, he wants to hold back so people will stop talking about it. And so, but then again, he doesn't mind all the controversy and people wondering because why? What are we less talking about? The Epstein files. I think by winter, he's going to be, because what else is happening? The Congress is going to hold hearings, or the Congress is going to come out with their version of a release of Epstein information. And, maybe that they're going to put it in such a light that he's going to feel better about coming back out again.
Well, the pace of Congress can be glacial. Even though this is starting in the next few days, this could drag on for a while. But I think we have to take this card at face value and say that Trump's status at the end of the year looks like they are a returned firebrand. They are full of charisma, confidence, their own sense of bravery and nobility.
And they're feeling their power. So to me, it just seems as though maybe things are a little bit more controlled, or, there's a flat line. I mean, he's staying where he's at right now, and no better, no worse, which in that way, he can still stand up and get all the attention he feels he deserves. Well, I hate to be the bearer of, those who want to see this demise. But the bottom line for me is I'm going to call the cards like I see them and not how people want to see them. Yes, maybe there is some politicizing here, but we try to draw the line here, and we're not going to say something we don't necessarily see.
Right. We've been at this too long to do that.
And so it has some very interesting cards here. We're not going to recap. We encourage you and invite you to go over the reading again if you want to compare notes here. I think some of the cards went along with what we saw above.
We
And,
really want your commentary. We want you to tell us what you think, whether it's right
constructive
or not.
commentary. Constructive.
Yeah, right. No stupid stuff, please.
And no fighting political stuff. We're trying to keep this level and real. I'm not wishing Trump ill. I'm just calling the cards like I see them, and there have been questions about this health issues, and we thought we should tackle them. And we could have done the peace talks in Alaska. We didn't do that. Rest assured, some other political issues that maybe have global implications will be coming up. So
we look forward to
stay
that
tuned.
opportunity.
We're starting a new year, as TFT, and we plan on doing some new things. So stay tuned for more.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.